You won't need it to stay warm. You're so afraid of my affections. You could drown in your own storm. There's no need for reservation. No one else can see. After some examination, man, I think that you've got what I need. It's really alright. It's really alright. It's really alright if you don't love me. What's that look of consternation? I'm completely in control. So if you're thinking of evasion, there's something you should know. Well, I wouldn't say I own you, but you're a lover without liberty. Which would you rather face, that cold-hearted landscape or me? What's that look of consternation? I'm completely in control. So if you're thinking of evasion, there's something you should know. Well, I wouldn't say I own you, but you're a lover without liberty. Which would you rather face, that cold-hearted landscape or me? Oh, you'd think I'd get tired of that song after all these years, but it has attitude. Okay, so what am I doing today? I'm trying to work out what I want to do for the edges. And I'm not thrilled so far with just needle felting it together to keep it from fraying. I want something more leafy. And I may have to go ahead and make some more. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's see what we end up with. Feeling I'll have to make some more. I like that as a leaf. I like that a lot. I think we're going to make some more.
And the cool thing about this Merino 19 micron wool is it felts up like magic when you're thin, when you're doing it thin like this. I was amazed at how fast this came together. Seriously impressed. And it was such a joy to work with. So we're going to do it again. Let's go ahead and make what we really need. Meanwhile, these are big enough to use in some other project, you know, like a patchwork quilt kind of thing. And let's just cover my tea for the moment. Now we are going to put this away before I make any kind of confused moves. This grain by itself is quite nice. And this is beautiful, but it does gray out. Now we've got this, what do you call it, olive. Haven't used any olive yet. We're not going to mix in a third grain now. What we have, we're not going to use that because it's too gray, but I think I'm going to do some tips. I'll throw a little bit of that in there and make them stand out. This is so much fun. Well, for me. Now let's see what we have here. I bought some more bubble wrap today, and it looks to be much bigger, which is what I need. Let's get this out of the way for now. Okay. And we're going to move this safely out of the way because I don't want any more water getting on that. We can put that there. Oh, yes. I see with little holes in here. The first thing down needs to be a new sheet. Yeah. I had to bite the bullet. Now, there is a heavy-duty form of this that's more made for more industrial purpose. And I've got to find that. Let's see if I can get a mat of it, the dimensions that I would really like. So let's get the scissors back. And let's use this for measurement. If I bumped the microphone, I'm sorry. That is a surprisingly strong piece of paper tape. It's going to stay there because it started tearing this. We don't want that. Okay. I can't throw this like the sheets. Sheets land in a pile for cleaning later. This doesn't. Okay. Adjust the tushy cushion. Take off the glasses, make it make cross-eyed. And we begin. So you should let it all out with the green first and then just come back and put these little highlights in. So what I'm going to try and do is wet felt general leaves. Well, it's going to be one strip, but I want to bring them to a point so we have more of this kind of an effect. That'll look so cool on the purse. So it'll have more of a leafy feel. And then I can tuck them in here and there. Not too many. I don't want to lose all the pink behind it. Okay. Now one of the other things I planned on doing today was to start on the rope. That's going to be a vine strap. You're so beautiful. Too bad all I did was get 1 ounce. Now, right now I'm working small, so 1 ounce is okay. But when it's time to make larger clothing items, I'm going to have to buy more. So, oh, so beautiful. Now I keep saying that this is like silk. What I really should be saying is it's silky. I'm going to find out what it's really like for silk soon, because I've got some silk on the way. I ordered something called tussock silk. I think that's how it's said. It'll be my first time getting it, and it's meant to be kind of like an embellishment. It doesn't felt on its own, so it's more like it will take threads of it out, bits of it out, and add it to the mix. And it's shiny, and also stronger. Silk is extremely strong. Wispy, wispy, wispy. I also have bamboo, but now I have to wait for all my orders to come in. And although I never thought I was going to do this again, I'm going to have to make an inventory. Not because I'm selling things like the old days, but because I don't want to forget what I'm ordering, like, you know, ordering something turquoise from 2 different companies. It's like, get a grip, consolidate your orders. We need 2 ounces, order 2 ounces, not 1 ounce here, 1 ounce there. But also some of the names of the colors, you know, it's really easy to forget because they don't all have the same chart. Also, computer color. Like, I went looking for this gorgeous pale peach here. I love this color. It is just a lovely color to work with, and it's just beautiful. But I can't find it in bulk of 1 ounce or more. So I got something called honey, and I keep looking for the apricot. Eventually, I'm sure I will find it, because obviously somebody's dyeing apricot. Okay, we don't need these to be so long. It's on the long gear. Now, you may confuse me for a teacher. I am. I am not a teacher of anything felting, though. I'm learning as I go. I have experience with other forms of art, and so I've got decades of basic principles, you know, ingrained about color and all kinds of stuff. So I've got the experience behind it for general art. This, I'm still learning. So I would not say, oh, do what I'm doing, unless you see me do something that's outstanding, and then in that case, rewind and learn. This is one of those, well, let's see, on Twitch, it would be like in real life. In real life, I sit here as many hours a day as I can get away to do this or another art. Like when I'm done with this purse, I have to take a break and do some watercolors because I'm down to my last watercolor to mail to Gloria and Harvey. Alright, now we want some little bit of this. Very little. You just want hints of this color. Like the tips of a leaf in the sun. And that was too much right there. Spread out. Yep. Going to do it. Too far down. Tip, 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 tip. Don't want too much. Okay, now we can start crisscrossing it. Yep, we're done with you for now. Now, I'm not allergic to wool, but I do react to whatever comes in on it. It's, I guess, dust mites. That's one of the things you have to think about if you have severe allergy issues. Although I'm going to say this is pretty darn clean. So pretty. Let's make you shorter. Down twist. On Numeris, there is a kind of a spider that weaves webs of living material. So the webs themselves are alive. And it is a very prized material for fabric because it changes with the wearer's mood. I forget the reason for bringing that out. Oh yes, I want this to be kind of like that cobwebby stuff. Very, very delicate and airy. This reminds me kind of like Tai Chi. Everything you're doing is done slowly and deliberately. Sticking to my dry hands. Okay. And now, the second part of exciting. Where's my net? Oh, we're going to need to do it twice. Okay, I need a better net. glasses out of the way. Alright, we're going to make some rude sounds with the suction ball. There is a name for it, which sounds way more complicated than what this is. Now, so you want this wet. If it's too wet, the fibers float, and that's not what you want. Because if they float, they're going to pass each other as you're trying to make them friendly. So, for me, I found that either a bar of soap, which I do have for this purpose as well. I just don't feel like smelling it. I wrapped a bar of soap, coconut oil soap, in wool, and that makes a good scrubber once everything's intact. Minimal water, maximum suds. So in case you do want to learn something about wet felting, your first stage here of getting it wet with soap is gentle. You don't do heavy-handed stuff. You just want to gently encourage it. Encourage the fibers to meet their neighbors. Hello, neighbor. You want to smooch? And then later on, they were asking, do you want to hook up? That's when you can get rougher. Now, the Merino wool at 19 microns felts faster than anything I've used before. I am very impressed. Now, that's because I'm new to it. Other people might have gone, well, yeah, we could have told you that a year ago. But no, I was using, I'm not even sure what micron size, but clearly bigger and more rough than this. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Beautiful. I've learned now, get this netting off the wool as fast as feasible, because it tends to knit with it really fast. It just like sucks those fibers right up. And see right there, we've got green already. Now I have these little balls I have to dry and remove. What about you? No, it's covered in blue. It's covered in blue. Now a little blue mixing in with this would not disturb me really. It works with the same family. But I'd rather just keep it with the same greens I'm using in the purse already for consistency. Okay, we'll finish cleaning you later. Right now we can get you out of the way. We do have a leaking here. At the first row. Now this might be the kind that tears. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's pre-perfed, which is a drag. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into getting a good, more permanent mat so I don't waste and have to keep trying to recycle this stuff. Okay, so now that it's basically holding its own very gently, you can use your hands. And the good thing about doing it this way is you get a feel for how thick the stuff is. And we already know it has to just be a little heavier down here, but loose up here, so I can start cutting and twisting the ends of these and turning them into leaves. Like cuts yet because I've got enough in length here. I can just go ahead and start manipulating them. And this is a smaller one. Now when I make the vine rope, I am not going to cover the whole vine with these leaves, but where I have it going through the purse, I'm going to attach leaves there so it looks like, oh, like a vine there. See, one of the things I enjoy the most is like when you go out wearing your own creations, the first thing everybody knows is they've never seen that before in any store or on TV. It's something brand new to their eyes. Sure that this is nicely felted. Now if I see something here too that can be useful as well. Okay, so the part 2 of this, I'll just try doing it this way. Yeah, you can see where I get the idea about spider webs. Let's see. I could try it this way. That is a gentle process when it's this thin and this fine of a wool. I don't have to like exert a whole lot of effort here other than just keeping it in motion. So let's see. Now I need my glasses. Tea is such a pleasure. Okay. We are going to flip it over. Oh, that is gorgeous. On the flat side now. Okay. Okay, that didn't take long. Amazing. Every time all these loose fibers become fabric, I just get so inspired. What else can I make with this? What can I wear? Hello. Okay. Let's turn this into some leaves. I've seen this kind of thing done with a sander, and it is fast. But I can't imagine how my wrist would handle that for very long. Just make 2 leaves out of that. I think I can. Well, sure. Add extra texture. I will be nailing that down with a needle. Stay there. Cut you that way too. Yes, we're going to get that nice cobwebby effect that I was going for. You're going to be so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to start using some other fibers with this, like the bamboo. Well, I know I ordered a turquoise in wool and bamboo, so I could use them together and have them stay in the same color family. kill him. So what are you doing today? Anything fun, creative, amusing, tasty? What time is it? I gotta keep an eye on the time this time because I ate dinner too late last night. I gave myself heartburn. I have to stop doing that. Developing a collection of leaves. And this one is big enough to go under the main flower and still stick out. We're only going to have a few of those. Small one. Well, I'm glad I have a bunch of these little pieces left. They will be fine for needle felting into seams. Like if you've got a needle felted scenery, you get a green field, instead of having to needle felt every drop of it, you can needle felt your pre-felt to it and get an additional effect. I might have to start moving some of these over. Hold on. Okay, give me a little bit more room to work here. room. Ugly sculptured room. Okay, let's bring this back closer. That much there. All that lacy bit. So come in from another angle. All right, last two. This, oh, it's a hard choice. That will make a perfect leaf right there. A smaller one. And this has all that laciness I love, but it's kind of small. Oh, we'll keep it just in case it comes in handy. I've already made the felt, right? Okay. We got the leaves done. We're not going to be doing anything with them tonight other than letting them rest. And then tomorrow we will probably wash them. Although the only thing in it is soap. So they smell good. Nice and clean. Now if I leave the soap in, it dulls the finish. You want to soak them with water with some vinegar in it, a little splash in a bowl, and soak it for about 15 minutes to return the wool to its natural pH. When that happens, it brings its luster back. So right now these are going to look kind of dead until I wash the soap out and let some vinegar bring them back to life. And when all of that is done, I can start addressing where they're going exactly. But before we get to that point, tomorrow we are making the strap, the over-the-shoulder strap for it, which I want it to be, I want it to look kind of like a vine, so it matches everything. And I definitely have enough wool for that. So tomorrow is Friday. We have Creative Club tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow after lunch. That's as early as I can get here, and I am eager to keep getting this going, so I'll see you then if you can make it by. That'll be around 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.